Okay, everybody, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Master Go, and in today's video, you've got questions and I got answers. So the other night, I went out on the YouTube community tab and I was like, hey, there must be questions that the community has about their new favorite YouTuber. And of course you guys did. You had a lot of questions to ask. So we will dive here into the first question, and it says, okay, where are you from and how old are you? So I am from Central Alberta, Canada, and I am 34 years old. Our next question actually comes to us in Spanish, and it says,
Hola, ¿cuál es tu nombre?
and my response is,
Hola, mi nombre es Master Go.
so our next question comes from Sly Royal, and they say, what is your favorite non-BTS band, group, or artist? So I would have to say my very first one here for band would be Linkin Park. I've been listening to them ever since I was a teen in my angst years. They got me through some tough times for sure. Now my favorite group is actually Celtic Woman. I have Celtic ancestry, so of course something about that music just hits me in the soul, and whenever I listen to them, the sound hits my ear just perfectly to send shivers down my back. And my favorite artist is actually Dallas Green from City and Color. I've been listening to him for years, and quite honestly, all of these bands, groups, and artists here, I've seen live personally, and they are some of the best shows that I have ever witnessed. So Tay Tay says, where are you from? Already established that. What is your motivation for opening a YouTube channel? So I actually started this YouTube channel many years back by doing Pokemon card unboxings with my wife, and we just kind of fell off of that because quite honestly it's a lot of money for Pokemon cards. After that, I decided to start using this as a place to post a lot of my gaming videos, and then I started going into the reaction content, and then from there, that's where I dove into the BTS fandom. And who is your BTS bias? Well, it's Suga. Suga is my bias. As time is going on, I'm connecting with each and one of the members in different ways. You know, some of the ways that they are in general, it really reflects who I am as an individual. So I think I've got a little bit of a connection to all of them. So Meg Dances here, a very loyal commenter and viewer of the channel, thank you so much for being here all the time, says, what is your favorite shows? Actually, I have a lot of favorite shows, but my main favorite show out of all time would be The Simpsons. I have been watching The Simpsons since I was very little. My mom never liked me watching it, but when I went to babysitters, they did let me watch it. One of the other ones from back in the day that I used to watch a lot of that I was never allowed to watch was Trailer Park Boys. If anybody knows what Trailer Park Boys is out there, let me know down in the comments section, because honestly, that was the funniest show. Whenever I got a little bit, you know, I really do like a lot of the newer shows as well. Like me and the wife actually watched a lot of Riverdale when that was first coming out, but that show started to get really weird. But things like Game of Thrones, when that was out, of course, that last season, and Stranger Things, all amazing shows. And what do I do to have fun? Quite honestly, what you're seeing here, I love making YouTube videos, I love streaming, and I just like being here. This is my space, and this is kind of like what I just enjoy doing the most. But I like going to West Edmonton Mall, actually. West Edmonton Mall is probably one of my favoriteest places ever to go to. I love just walking around. I tend to not really buy a lot of things, but just being there and walking around and going to my few little places that I like to go to, I like that. All right, so this next question comes from Kaz, and it says, what made you gravitate to BTS over other K-pop groups? Is it because they are less generic and have more deep meanings to their songs? Or maybe you didn't just plan to listen to BTS, but found you were unable to drag yourself away from the rabbit hole once you were sucked in by the talent and humility these men possess, or something completely different? I really like the way that this question's worded. So the reason that I really gravitate towards BTS as opposed to a lot of the other K-pop groups right now is because of how deep the rabbit hole goes. There is so much story, there is so much lore, there is so much just creative outlet that they possess that really gets me motivated to doing the things that I like to do the most. But quite honestly, BTS is my favorite as it stands because they have connected with me so much more, and so is the Army. The Army has connected with me in ways that I never thought that I would ever be connected to people here on YouTube in general, so thank you for being here. All right, so our next question comes from Gamer Kitty, and Gamer says, what was your motivation to start streaming? So my motivation was to connect with people. When I first started streaming, it was playing Overwatch, and I was just kind of sitting there and just playing the game, and a few people would come in and out kind of thing. Then when I went on to playing Minecraft, I connected with a lot more people because we were playing on a server that we really enjoyed to play on all together. But as time went on, I started to realize that I was kind of just echo chambering myself into just that server, and nobody else was really coming around. So of course, as I want to grow as a creator, I wanted to be able to express myself in other ways, so I started making YouTube videos, and I actually did do YouTube live streaming for a while as well. Ultimately, this is what led me to reaction content, because reacting was a good way to connect with other people's interests, and then of course from there, people's interests became my interests, and now this is where we have such a diverse community of people that have all sorts of different backgrounds, from gaming to music to movies and anything else in between. And continuing on, how is life? Life is awesome. Life is great right now for myself. I have a beautiful wife, I have an amazing son who is growing every single day, and I have you guys. I have the YouTube community, I have the BTS Army, and I have everybody supporting me, and this honestly makes life just so much fuller. And then finally, what are your favorite hobbies? Again, pretty much just this. This is my favorite hobby in general, is just to be able to create videos, to be able to express myself online in front of thousands of people, and to be able to create communities and a safe space for people to be creative themselves and to express themselves through their arts as well. So our final question, or questions, from Beckel states, what is it like where you live? Here where I live, it's very calm, it's very peaceful, and that is necessary for myself. I don't like the busy hustle and bustle of big cities, but I also don't like just the seclusion of small towns. So where we are right now is kind of a balance in between. What I actually like the most about where I live is that we are very much in close proximity to the mountains, and we're able to just drive out for a couple hours to a place where it's just nice and peaceful, big clear mountains, and very beautiful sceneries. I think what I dislike about it the most of where I live is probably the fact that any kind of interest that I have, like Comic Cons or even like a Twitch Con or something, I'm so far away from anything like that. Anything that's like that around here is actually quite small, and it's not really that fun. Okay, so the next part of this question is, what is your background? Or is there something you would like us to know about you? Answer could be about family, heritage, culture, education, work, life, hobbies, interests, what you do for fun, why you started a YouTube channel, what music era you grew up with, etc. So to break this down a little bit, my background is actually Irish and Scottish, places that I actually visited a long time ago and I miss so much, and I would really honestly like to go back someday. So my education slash work, I'm actually an electrician, and my educational background is actually 4th year electrical. Realistically, as you can see in my background here, these are pretty much all my interests. I love gaming, I love anime. And what music era did you grow up with? So it started off where I was listening to nothing but country. It was always country because that's what my grandparents were always listening to, and my mom would be listening to oldies all the time, and for me personally, I wasn't into it at the time. Now, I love the oldies, but back then it was all country. And then my cousins actually got their very first iPod, and from there it was like a world was opening up. A lot of R&B, a lot of pop, a lot of rap. And I started listening to different radio stations, and I started watching Much Music, which was RMTV here in Canada. I think actually my first real hard rock song was System of a Down's BYOB, and that music video exploded my brain. So I actually started really listening to a radio station called Sonic 1029, and on there they had all sorts of alternative rock, and that's actually what got me really into different bands like City and Colour and Linkin Park. Also, Billy Talent was a big favorite of mine back then. So the next two questions here are, if you could be doing your ultimate ideal career, what would it be? And where would you like to see yourself personally slash professionally within 5 years? My ideal career would be this. It would be to be creating content for you guys and to help you guys escape those problems that you face in everyday life, and just to come here, relax, have fun, enjoy your time, and to be able to just connect with a bigger community. I've always wanted to be my own boss at something, And quite honestly, I could be doing that in electrical, but I never really wanted to do that. My goals right now are very simple. It is to be able to build a community and to eventually do this full time. So the next question is, what is it about BTS and or Army that has interested or impressed you the most? I would say that on BTS's side, what has impressed me the most is their ability to work so hard and to be able to get so far with their hard work. I have never seen something documented so well on the work that has gone into creating BTS, and that dedication is honestly very inspirational. And with Army, it has honestly been so amazing to see all of the positivity and all of the ways that BTS has touched Army in specific ways that has helped them grow themselves or get out of situations that are very dark and very hard to deal with. So the next question is, do you have any charitable / social interests that you would like to discuss or highlight that we may be interested in learning about? I would say things like summer camps for kids is a very important thing to me because honestly, when I was younger, I never got the opportunity to go to things like that because, well, we just didn't have enough money. So things to be able to let kids go and just be kids and have fun for a summer is very important to me. And I would say for myself, the most important charitable donation would have to be Alzheimer's research. It is honestly something super scary to me, and it's something that I really just wish that people didn't have to go through in their lives. And quite honestly, I believe that charitable donations to Alzheimer's disease gets us one step closer to be able to figuring out what this problem is and how do we solve it. And the final question is, are there any questions you have about BTS or Army that we can answer for you? I would say that my number one question would be, how far can we go? You know, personally wise, Army and BTS has been able to help me grow so much already in just such a short amount of time. I have to say that within this last little while here, you guys have made things so much more bright and colorful for me. And I want to know about how BTS has actually changed your guys' lives for the better and what you have been able to accomplish after listening to BTS and becoming part of Army. I think these final questions were probably the hardest for me to answer because there is a lot to say in these types of videos. If you guys ever have any other questions that you would like to ask me, please don't be afraid to ask in the comments section or even on our Discord as well. You'll see me talking about a lot of these types of goals and a lot of the things that interest me throughout live streams and videos over time. But I hope that this was a good little breakdown for you to just kind of help you understand me as an individual a little bit more. But from there, I will see you guys in future videos, and I thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.